7-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Farmer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scatterboom. Scatterboom breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Another touchdown. Scatterboom is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. On this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. Today. This one the other way. It gets no going back. That's the track. What's up and down?
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Friday's beautiful edition of Pitchfork Lunch as we as you got treated to some very beautiful softball right there. Yes, as you got treated to some very beautiful softball right there from last night. The Devils beat IU, and we will get to that. We're going to get into hearing from people very, very quickly because, it's a busy day, opening day in baseball, which is phenomenal. So, yes, a phenomenal day in and of itself, which that is. And, and hoops, women's hoops, Territorial Cup Part 2. As you guys know. So, yes, Territorial Cup Part 2 down in Tucson. Women's hoops after a solid win against Utah, sweeping Utah, looking to sweep that team down south, guys. Territorial Cup. Yes, Pat Tillman did not like that team down south. So, yes, got Pat's run going on. So quick ways to watch the show. Then we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna hear from Megan Bartlett first. Then we're gonna hear from Cole Carlone as he gets set to start tonight for the Devils. So as he gets set to start tonight, we are going to hear from Cole Carlone, and a chance we'll hear from Dean Toygo as well, a transfer that came in. But we'll hear from Coach Bartlett first. But anyway, I am Michael Harrison at Diablo00 on X, artistly known as Twitter. You guys know this, you love it. You can, and you know that you can also Watch the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Every Friday from 12 to 1. Also, you can go to my IG, The Wonderful World of IG, guys, at michael.caratonito.5. Yes, dot between first and last name, then a .5. And you would be all set to go there. But then, guys, also, don't forget YouTube. Go to YouTube because you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews. You missed one with Santi Truett yesterday from Men's Hoops, who again has the week off, and I shouldn't say week off. They won on Tuesday, got a solid win Tuesday night against Oklahoma State, and now they take on Texas Tech this coming Tuesday. So talk to Santi again. A little bit about hoops, talk about the season. Yeah, it's been a struggle. Look, he said they're working, talked about his game, stuff like that. If you missed out, go to YouTube. Those of you watching live on YouTube, Forks Up. Thanks to the new subscribers, too. Greatly appreciated. But go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratonito. And you can go to my page, which is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, guys, and subscribe. Because like I said, whether it's coaches, players, voices, alum, coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, you have missed a ton of con reviews, a ton of con reviews. So yes, you need to get going on that and subscribe because, like I said, shame on you for not being here. Forks Up, I'm glad you're here. But you have to binge watch season 1 and then still watch season 3 as of now. Binge watch season 2, keep watching season 3, and then you'll get the con reviews when we have, again, players we have on for the first time, like Santi, obviously a little different, but coaches, players that we've had on multiple times, you'll get the conversation. So go to YouTube. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. Well, guys, last night, we're going to get right into it. Last night, yesterday, the women's softball team beat Portland State 11-5. And then they beat Indiana 7-6. I played a lot of the plays on the way in against Indiana. Kinsey Brent was on the mound, guys. It was an insane roller coaster game for her. I'll just say this: 14 Ks. She had 4 walks. She gave up 2 home runs, but she still had all those Ks and would just unrattled, my friends. Absolutely awesome. So that in and of itself. You'll hear what I asked Coach about, quote, about being a certain kind of animal. So, but yes, we are going to hear from Megan Bartlett, as, like I said, after the game, Coach spoke, and absolutely awesome. So let's get to that. Live from Megan Bartlett, break it down a little bit, then we'll go to break, then we'll hear from Cole Carlone and Dean Toy because baseball, again, opening day again. Just, again, absolutely awesome. So softball now 6-1. And they're playing at 12:45 and 6:15 today. So anyway, we're going to get right to it, though. So here is Sun Devil head coach Megan Bartlett. How's her team rocking? Talking about last night's game, yesterday's both games, and awesome part, guys. Obviously, they beat Portland State first, but both games of the Littlewood Classic, which, again, ASU hosts. And that is, again, they've been doing that for years, so absolutely awesome. So, yes, here is Sun Devil head coach Megan Bartlett.
Everybody else ready? Coach, how'd you find a way to win?
Okay, from the peanut gallery. Just a really, I think, 2 not always pretty, but really complete team wins. You know, our pitching staff is normally lights out. They got into a little bit of trouble today. Defense and hitters picked them up. So that's what good teams do, because that's the reality of softball. That's a stick and ball sport. It's not always going to go to plan, and you'll have nights that one facet of the game is pulling the rope a little bit harder than the other. So I will take it. Indiana's a great team. That's going to be a postseason team. It's going to do really well in the Big Ten. So, yeah, bats came alive today. That's what y'all were waiting for last weekend, huh? Yeah.
To kind of piggyback off that, to quote the wonderful Ted Lasso, is this like Kenzie's ultimate goldfish game? Because, I mean, that was a complete roller coaster. I mean, the strikeouts are dominant, a few walks, give up home runs, come back, and I mean, is it like totally about being a goldfish for her right there?
Yeah, she'll be okay. She's the one letting the ball go, so she knew, right? But yeah, the reality is they're 18 to 22-year-old kids, and they're not perfect every night. She's certainly not a robot, and man, if she comes out here 90+% of the time and she's lights out, I will take it. Because even first-team All-Americans have nights like that. So we are so happy she's on our team. And next time we roll her out there, I'm sure will be lights out, as you say. So.
Coach, what was your message to the offense when they brought Hess back into the game?
Just keep driving the ball oppo. Stay short, stay A to B. We tried to really, they threw so many arms, we just tried to keep the plans as simple as we could. And the girls just did a beautiful job of executing.
Coach, your offense scored 18 runs today. Can you go more in detail just about their performance today, what you want to see from them moving forward?
Well, can I have 18 runs every single time we play a doubleheader? That would be great. Yeah, just the same thing with our girls. They just need to stick to the process. They're really talented hitters. But man, we've seen some really good arms already, you know, in a couple weekends. So they can move it off speed, and Indiana can not only move the ball and have plus change-ups, they throw for really good velo. So it was just about keeping things simple, trying to stay compact, square balls up, not trying to be the hero. I think the strength of this offense is that we do have a lot of depth and a lot of different weapons, and you know, 1 to 9 in that lineup, anybody can get the job done. So we need to trust the people next to us. And when they started to do that, we kind of let the pressing go a little bit. We just kind of started to get 1 run, and then 1 run became 3 runs, and then the next inning came, and we started to dial. So
Specifically, Emily and Kaylee, can you speak more on them? I mean, Kaylee had 2 home runs today. They played really well. Can you go more detail about their performance?
you know what, Sheppy is really easy to love on because God, she is the greatest kid. I feel like she's got a smile on her face. She works super hard. But I said it about Emily before the season started, that for a power hitter to have her barrel control, she's going to be able to do special things, and I think that really just showed up tonight. But I will tell you, Sheppy is just trying to hit the ball hard on the nose. That's why those home runs are like a foot over the wall and just get out of here super quick, because she's not trying to do too much. But she can follow a hunt, she can follow a plan, and she's got great body awareness, which allows her to have great barrel control. And then I thought KP just made some brilliant, if I'm being honest, mechanical adjustments tonight. But same thing, I think she was just trying to do a little bit too much. A lot of adrenaline, a lot of excitement opening weekend. She's a Sun Devil for the first time, and tonight she just tried to work through the ball and drive it oppo, and exactly where she got 2 out.
The start of the season with Kaylee opening the lineup, and how do you felt her power translated to 5? You felt it translated a little bit better than that?
Oh, well, KP has always been tremendously powerful. We tried her in the leadoff role early on because if you watch her play, she's so vibrant and she's this wonderful tone setter. It's just that, you know, we Coach Bloom made some adjustments in the cage with her this week that certainly paid off really well. Same thing, just swing got a little long. Opening weekend, she was trying to do too much, so we just felt like moving her down the lineup just might give her a little bit of breathing room. You know, she could figure out how to kind of accomplish tasks with runners in scoring position instead of, you know, I think let it. Sometimes she'll let the chess match just get a little bit overwhelming. So again, just trying to keep plans simple.
Coach Kenzie Brown was dealing today through 3 before getting hit around a little bit, ladder 4. Box score aside, how do you think she pitched?
Who was it? Sorry?
Kenzie Brown. She's dealing through 3.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't her best night, and she, you know, she'll tell you that. But what I love about Ken's is like, man, she just is a bulldog. You know, she knew she wasn't having a good night. She didn't go sit in the dugout, pout about it, or whatever. She just literally at one point in the middle of the game looked at me and she's like, I'm having a lot of trouble controlling my body parts tonight. And I was like, oh, yeah, I have no coaching for that. So figure it out. You're going back out there. But she does, you know, and she competes and she gets after it. And the beauty of Kenzie is that, yes, her primary pitch, that rise ball is gorgeous, but she also has a flush change and she's got a very good drop that she can beat you with. So Coach Markfeld just had to kind of move to some secondary pitches and try and keep hitters off time, and she figured it out because we're kind of back to.
Did you ever think about going to the bullpen, or was it Kenzie for all 7?
That was her game. Her game to win or lose.
Got one over.
What is
Coach, can you talk a little bit about what you were saying in between the innings? Your team's down, but they never they never put their head down. Can you talk a little about how you have to do that?
Well, this is a feisty bunch, but I just think it's nice to have a really veteran team because it's not like it's different. We'll have years that we're going to be really young and really talented, but that's the maturity level you're going to try and get them to, right? We just have a really veteran team that have done this many times around the sun, and they know sometimes like it just doesn't go your way. Because we had some chances to score early on. It's like either the hit just didn't fall or the ball kind of ran out of juice, didn't leave the yard. You just got to keep playing the game, and you know, just don't stay die, and you just keep fighting. But that's certainly probably a benefit of we went and got a lot of those older kids out of the portal this summer, and they're ready to scrap and compete. So.
To piggyback off that scrapping, I think it was Ashley's at bat, the constant like foul off, and then she gets walked. What does like an at bat do? I mean, for the team, but just even for the rest of the offense, seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, Ash is certainly going to be really, really important to this program. Not only this year, but as she gets older, and she's in this really wonderful way. She's just this really emotional player, and she can be a spark plug for the people around her. So, you know, there's many ways to be successful in this game. You know, we talk about quality at bats all the time, and she just got one, so she was pretty fired up, and that's just how her teammates react to her energy. So it's pretty cool.
Coach, what was your thought process when you call up Avery in fourth grade?
She's done a tremendous job pinch hitting for us at this point. She had a little freshman moment. We'll work through that. That was not the plan to swing at a first pitch change up as a pinch hitter. But she's a smart kid and a great hitter, and she learns her lessons really quickly. But Aves has done a tremendous job for us, and certainly the bat is the gift, and you know, it's a big part of the reason she's a Sun Devil. So she's going to keep getting opportunities, same as Ryan Brown.
And did you say anything to I think it was Tanya, in the first game where she had that diving catch, and then her next at bat's a home run? What kind of?
Oh, just that I'm so proud of her. If you watch that kid practice, man, I'm telling you, that's like such a tough catch as an outfielder, because you kind of have to leave your feet and just stretch as far as you can and hope to God that that's where the ball falls. But that's a real thing, you know, but the timing of that dive matters, and you have to know when and how to leave your feet, and she's worked really, really hard on that. So to see her come up with that big catch, oh my gosh, I was just so happy for her.
Last one.
You talked about players maybe trying to do a bit too much. How important was patience towards the end of this game? So many of those go-ahead runners got on through walks.
Yeah, it's funny. You might have to give the pregame talk tomorrow, because I feel like we do a pretty good job of, once we've seen a pitcher a few times, of being a little more patient. We sometimes expand a little bit early in games, and we go back, we'll watch the film, we'll keep working with them. But again, I would not be shocked if a lot of those walks were probably the veterans in the lineup.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
I love Coach Bartlett. I cannot love Coach Bartlett talking about that. And yeah, I did show Tanya's diving catch. Her next at bat against Portland State goes yard. And again, just, the first weekend, the bats are, what the bats are, right? Not that they weren't there, but, offense. And then 18 runs in 2 games. You heard that. Like I said it off the top of the show, 18 runs in 2 games for Coach Bartlett and the team. So absolutely awesome. They are now 6-1, and they are they're playing they're about to throw first pitch right now. Littlewood Classic continues. They're playing at 12:45, and February 13th, by the way. Hey, happy birthday, Maddie. You're old, but we won't tell everybody how old you are. Grandpa, hope you got your blue light special at Denny's. Anyway, they are playing Friday the 13th. Ooh. Well, okay. It just says 6:15 that they're playing Pacific. So I'm confused, but nonetheless, they won 11-5, and last Sunday they beat Memphis, by the way, 4-3. To cap off the undefeated Kajikawa Classic, like I told you. But yeah, seeing Nevada at 6:15, but they're saying they have a game at 12:45 today, so I'm confused. It's not on their schedule. But yeah, so we'll go from there. But shifting gears, guys, baseball. It is opening day, Sun Devil baseball. And if you went to ASU or if you grew up, because people talking about living in an area and going to certain teams and games and stuff like that. ASU baseball had that tradition, guys. Absolutely had that insanely awesome tradition. Like, phenomenal tradition has been, obviously, pretty much from the time I could remember going. Pat Murphy was a coach. Dr. Jim Brock was a coach towards the end, but still, like, it's just such, tradition and winning and history, and players that have been through, and obviously an alum coach that's back. So, but Cole Carlone earned the Friday starter, and then, his freshman year, like, coach talked about it, took some bumps, and we're going to hear from Cole. But he last season in 29 appearances, he was 3-1. He was 3-1 with a 3.33 ERA. Yeah, pretty much. He had 4 saves in 54 innings pitched. He got 32 hits, 23 runs. 20 of those were earned. He had 86 Ks to just 25 walks. So over 3 times, over a 3-to-1 ratio in strikeouts to walks. Gave up 9 doubles, 1 triple, gave up 3 home runs in 29 appearances. So yeah, you're not getting anything off him. His opponent's batting average last year, guys, this is my favorite part, is 167 against him. So yeah, now he's going to see going a little bit longer. He wanted to be a starter, but I'll let him tell you. So yes, here's Cole Carlone talking about being a starter, and yeah, I caught up with him. We caught up with him the other day, but yeah, out at Phoenix Muni where the game is tonight. So yes, you're going to want to get out there. So without further ado, here is junior pitcher Cole Carlone of the Sun Devils, Corona del Sol alum, mind you not.
Anticipating that role.
Yeah, he called me into his office and just let me know that I was going to get the ball on Friday, and it was just pretty short, pretty simple. Just go out there, don't try to do too much. Just go do what I know how to do and go pitch, and just get as many outs as I can.
How are you anticipating the role and the changes that comes with coming from the bullpen and the starting pitching? How are you prepared for that?
Yeah, just getting my body ready to go for longer stints, being able to go 5, 6, 7 innings as long as I can in the game. And then on the pitching side, it's still kind of the same thing. Just go attack the zone and focus on winning my race with 2 strikes and getting hitters out as fast as I can.
What part of your game do you feel like you made the biggest leap in this offseason?
Yeah, I think along with just kind of ramping up and being able to go more innings, I think mixing my pitches more and kind of working on both sides of the play and being able to just do a better job with like from the pitchability standpoint, rather than just kind of go and obviously I need to trust my stuff, but instead of like doing that, I can have a better idea of where it's going to go.
To piggyback off that too, I know you talk about obviously approach and when you're coming out of the bullpen or you're starting, but any kind of like mental difference for you just getting the start in preparation wise mentally?
Yeah, a little bit different, but overall, like my process when I'm out pitching is just kind of the same for each hitter. I just have to be able to do that for longer. So I think honestly, it's the same.
With your arm slot, are you focusing more right now on spin, break stuff, or does that change at all, bullpen to starter?
Really, I feel like it doesn't really change for me, and I kind of go based off what Jeremy calls most of the time. So honestly, I have full confidence in whatever he's going to call is the best pitch for me, and I think that I do throw spin a lot, but I'm just really trying to keep everything over the white part of the play with how my arm slot is.
And then following in the footsteps of another left-hander Friday night, what advice has Ben Jacobs given you for this moment?
Yeah, I've talked to Benny recently. He's here working out and stuff. Just like enjoy the moment, go out and just be myself and don't try to do too much. So I think seeing what he was able to do last year is just going to be really cool.
I guess kind of reflecting as you're on your career as a whole, kind of struggled as a freshman, come out as a sophomore and light it up, and then to kind of get to this point now, how crazy is it to kind of start where you went and then get to here now?
Yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to be a starter. It's kind of my goal to be a Friday night pitcher, definitely at Arizona State. So I think just don't take it for granted. Go out and just kind of know what I can do. You can't like predict it and make everything happen exactly how you want it to be. But just go out and control what I can control and be able to rely on my teammates too is going to be big.
And you mentioned like scouting and obviously working with Jeremy and the job that like he's done. What's the balance in, I mean, obviously you guys are prepared. I know I asked him, coach, this last year, but like being prepared and then, but just not to like overthink too much.
Yeah, definitely. At the end of the day, when you get out there, you just have to, you fall back to your preparation. You can't. So I think knowing that I'm going to be just as prepared as I possibly can be for each and every week is going to be a big thing, and I'm just excited to get this thing going.
How much of the competition for this Friday spot that's occurred over the last month, how much of that elevated your play?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our staff is unbelievable. You guys are going to see that through every arm that we roll out. Everyone is an absolute dude. So I think just being able to have guys around me to push me to be the best version of myself is really big.
How are you feeling like as a total unit with the rest of the guys like going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch everyone throw. It's gonna be super fun being able to. I mean, most the other days just watch everyone throw, and everyone's they all have great stuff and great dudes. So I'm excited.
Kind of bouncing off that, how pumped are you to see Colin get the Saturday job after coming back from arm surgery last year?
Yeah, definitely. He's worked super hard. He's a great pitcher. Great dude, so I think it's really cool for him to bounce back after not pitching because of Tommy John, but it's super cool.
How comfortable is it, being on the mound and knowing the kind of offense that you've got? Does that give you more freedom to kind of go after hitters this season?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I don't have to face them anymore. That's for sure. That everyone rakes, so it's super cool to be able to kind of sit and watch them do their thing and know that, especially at the park that we play at, that on my end, I know that like runs are going to get put up because it's kind of the environment of Muni, but also that we're never out of the game because of how explosive our lineup can be.
Well, and there he is, opening day starter. You heard him. I mean, and we've heard from Coach Bloomquist earlier, real quick, before we hear from him again. I'll hear a little bit from him, probably not the whole thing, but we'll hear from Coach Bloomquist. Obviously, had an opening day, and they play Omaha, by the way, tonight at 6:30 tomorrow, and Sunday at 1:05. So, yes. But yeah, it's like Cole Carlona again. Went to Corona Del Sol High School. I saw this kid pitch in high school. Covered a few of his games, and yeah, you see it then, like, and you get away with stuff. And then, like Coach Bloomquist said, as freshmen, they took their bumps. They definitely took their bumps, and it's one of those things where, last year development and it got deeper. We saw what the pitchers were able to do. And this year with Carlone starting and the guys, I mean, again, so many guys coming back or experienced and the guys they brought in. So nonetheless, but yes, let's hear from Sun Devil Baseball head coach Willie Bloomquist as, again, caught up with him just earlier this week ahead of opening day. As you can tell, players were very excited for this. So yes, here is Sun Devil head coach Willie Bloomquist.
The kind of choices behind each pick.
Yeah, so we're there's been 6 or 7 guys that have been stretched out to be starters, and right now they're all throwing the ball pretty well. And so we're going to start on the weekend on Friday with Carlone. Is kind of our first option out there on Friday, and we have a strategic plan of backing him up with Overbay, and then Saturday, we'll Colin Linder, who's been throwing the ball really well, back him up with another guy, and then same on Sunday with Easton Barrett. So the idea is these guys are kind of built up for 4 or 5 innings right now, maybe 6 if we get really lucky. So between those 2 guys stacked on each day, it should hopefully, if things go well, kind of eat up most of the game, and then we have guys in position to close it down late if we need to. So, which we're anticipating that we're going to need to do that. So we got those kind of guys ready on reserve to do that, and then Cole Klecker will be on Tuesday, and he's been, like I said, throwing the ball probably as good as anybody this spring. After making a few adjustments over the fall, he's done a really good job this spring. So we'll see, at least start off with that, and then we have the flexibility to change things around if we need to moving forward.
It's like just to have that depth and flexibility after you first came here and you were struggling used to have a lot from the coaching staff.
It's been a lot of hard work and a lot of getting the right type of kids and building up for this. And again, we'll see how it goes. I feel good about it, but it's been a long road to get here, to get the quality arms that we feel like we have. So we'll see when the lights come on how they respond, but on paper and what it looks like here in inter squads, it's been pretty good.
And you talked about Lynn being the Saturday guy. Talk about his recovery process. How have you felt with him coming off of what happened last year?
He came into us, from junior college, had unfortunately blown out before he got to us. Had reconstructive surgery, which is pretty common in today's world. But we knew the type of kid he was, and gave him a shot to come in here. Obviously, medical red shirt last year. Jesse Lohman, our head trainer, Ted Henson, our strength coach. It's up to the kid to put the work in, and for him to meet our coaching staff and our training staff and strength coaches halfway, and be able to do everything that was required of him to get back and strong and physical from an arm strength standpoint. He's done everything we've asked him to do, and we sent him out this summer. He threw the ball decent in a limited amount of time up in Alaska, and then has come back this fall and just done outstanding. So. And continued on this spring and done really, really well. So excited to see how he responds when the lights come on Saturday.
With all the new faces in the batting order, how do you just kind of approach finding which guy fits best in each position on the infield, not the rest of the batting order?
I think it's, again, one of those things that, kind of like the pitching staff, we have a lot of options on the offensive side of the ball as well. There's 12, 13 guys that are going to be mixed in the lineup frequently, at least initially, until guys start rising up and taking over their positions. We got a great battle in the middle infield. There's a big battle in the outfield behind the plate. There's also a battle there. So early on, I anticipate mixing guys in and giving them opportunities early and seeing who takes it and run with it.
Are there any spots that you've kind of come close to solidifying as guys that you know for a fact was right there?
The good part about our roster is, even though there's guys quote unquote solidified at certain positions, there's guys right on their heels that could, if there's an injury or a stumble, there's younger guys that are ready to go, and there's veteran guys that are capable of playing multiple positions that we can move around. So I love our roster. I love where we're at. With the flexibility that we have, and it might take us a little bit to kind of gel and figure out our exact roles, but that's what the early part of the season is for.
And then with naming the pitching starters, you talked about the competition earlier, late in the fall, but even earlier in the spring. How do you feel that the competition these guys had, they just drove each other? Like you said, they're going to make the decision, and obviously they did, but how do you feel that competition drove them?
Well, I think, to be perfectly honest, in the fall, it wasn't pretty. On a pitching standpoint, and we had to have a wake-up call. We had a scrimmage game against Cal Baptist. We got our teeth kicked in, and we just were not very good. And there was some complacency, and we had to have some harsh reality truth conversations at that point, to where, guys, we aren't very good. And we had our Maroon and Gold series where the hitters pretty much dominated that series. And they knew it going into the winter, like, hey guys, we are only going to go as far as our pitching staff takes us. You guys got to pick it up, because right now you're getting destroyed. And I think they've taken that challenge head on. They worked diligently over the winter, and their off time. They didn't take much off time to themselves. They came back in great shape, and they've just progressively gotten better and better every weekend. So again, that's our hitters have seen them dozens of times, and here as of late now I'm a little bit concerned about our hitters, like they aren't hitting very good. So, I'm never happy, always upset at one side of the ball in inter squad. So that's why we're just really anxious to play against somebody else.
Willie, you guys were fourth in the preseason, in the Big 12 preseason poll.
Does that motivate you at all that your peers didn't rank you guys a little bit higher? And how do you think that this team stacks up against Arizona, TCU, and West Virginia, who are the teams ranked above you?
I don't really get into rankings too much. I only care where we're ranked at the end of the year, right? For us, we're focused on one team right now, and that's Omaha when they come in here this weekend, and we gotta go to work against them and play our game and do what we're capable of doing. Rankings are rankings. You've seen it, in every sport. Preseason ranks somebody high, low, and it always flip flops or whatever. So I don't get overly caught up in that. I just know that once we get to conference, we're going to have a dogfight every weekend. If it's anything like last year, I mean, there was anybody beats anybody on any given weekend. You got to come ready to play, and just when you think you've arrived, you get kicked in the mouth and get beat, and just when you think you're at the bottom, you beat somebody that you're not expected to, and then things flip. So bottom line, we just go out and play the way we're capable of playing, and we'll see how we match up against those guys. I think that's the first 3 conference weekends that we have are against those 3 teams that are picked ahead of us. So obviously they're talented, they're good, and so are we.
Obviously last year's results just impact you guys' drive and motivation to surpass just the weekend.
Well, I mean, I think it's setting standards. How good do you guys want to be? How good do we want to be? And what are the expectations here? And with our guys, they got a little taste of it, and it was disappointing the way we ended last year. And for the guys that are returning off that team, they know that those aren't the standards, right? We got a taste of it. That was great, but it's not what we expect to be and not what we aspire to be. So hopefully that motivation made them work a little bit harder in the off season and understand that the details of things work, and the details of things matter. It's not necessarily the talent that you come out with on a daily basis. It's can you execute the details of the game? And we focused a lot on that in the fall and in this spring. Hopefully again we can execute it when it comes game time.
Cole kind of talked about that Cal Baptist game in particular being kind of a low point for him mentally. And he said, Jeremy kind of mentioned that he's seen his confidence come back. How have you kind of helped him get his confidence and realize the talent's there? It's just kind of realizing that.
A lot with him is just conviction, and believing in what he's doing, convicted in what he's doing. There's a lot of mental stuff in the game of baseball, offensively, defensively, on the mound. Baseball is a very mentally grueling sport. It's not always physical. And with him, we had to sit down, and I just told him, hey man, every pitch you throw, do it with conviction. And if you get hit, you get hit. But don't expect it to be hit when you throw it in there. Do it with purpose and do it with conviction. And I don't care about the results after that. And whether or not that's worked, he's certainly thrown the ball a lot better this spring than he did in the fall. And like I said, arguably he's been one of our best guys here this spring.
How do you imagine building your bullpen with only 2 lefties at least to start out?
With a bunch of good righties. I think that they're every bit as capable of getting left-handers out as our left-handed guys. So Fitzy's a kid that's got a rubber arm that can throw every day, and I anticipate using him an awful lot. Brady Lauk has thrown the ball better this spring. So we'll look to rely on those 2 guys initially, but if there's a big lefty matchup that we have, but at the end of the day, we got two good lefties in our rotation right now on the weekend. That'll flip the lineup quite a bit to righties, and I feel very, very good about. I don't really care if they're righties, lefties or not. As long as you execute your pitches, you're going to get outs.
Megan Savorik had a really big summer in the Northwoods League under your former teammate Michael Moreno. What's maybe an underrated aspect of his game that could really help contribute to the 2026 Sundays?
Versatility, and he can play a variety of positions, and he's extremely smart on the base pass. I think he's not respectfully not a track star, and is a burner, a prototypical stolen base guy. He runs well, but he's not a speedster. But he's extremely intelligent and he anticipates things extremely well. Gets very good jumps on the base paths. So.
Breaking down the lineup for you guys, breaking down the pitching. Obviously, like you said, Cole Carlona, and mean, look, you talked about depth last year, so the fall wasn't pretty. And yeah, the scrimmage against Cal Baptist, although I was not there, yeah, it was tough in the maroon and gold game, and there was a little fireworks in their maroon and gold game too between the center squad between the teams. So it'll just be awesome to see them play in Omaha 2 nights as Carlone, again, 6'5", 230-pound junior pitcher, the lefty, is going to be on the bump for the Devils, which, again, absolutely awesome. Big fan of that. Like I said, I've seen this kid pitch for a long time and grow, and we'll see what the bullpen looks like too. But yes, they have Omaha, like I said, 2 night, Phoenix Municipal Stadium, Phoenix Muni, and it is on ESPN Plus, and it's at 6:35. First pitch 6:35 p.m. So tomorrow, Valentine's Day, February 14th, for you guys. Hey, yes, Valentine's Day. Guys, treat your girls to a Sun Devil game. Women, there's no reason why you can't get your men a Valentine's Day gift, right? So treat them to a Sun Devil game. 105, beautiful way to spend the afternoon. Then you got the night. Look at that, 105 tomorrow, first pitch, and then Sunday, same thing, 105, first pitch. And so yes, 105, that is the first pitch. But tonight, 6:35, Cole Carlone, new Contreras. We heard from him earlier in the week, my friends. He will be at second base. So, and it'll be interesting to see, like I said, like Coach said, not I did, because I'm not the one putting it together. The lineup and see who's where, because like you said, I mean, there's 14, 15 guys that can compete for this. So, anywho. Well, man, that is going to do it for this week, man. Big shout out. Forks up to Greg Powers, Coach Powers. And hey, Friday tonight, they're about to they're going to drop the puck in a little bit as they are at Western Michigan. As they drop the puck at 5 o'clock our time. So. And number 4, Western Michigan. Again, guys, this is huge. Again, they're points-wise, they're might be a little out. You're thinking, oh, it's too far behind, but you win your last 3 series, and you're right there. Or if you get 12 points in all these next 3 series, that again, it'll so shift. It'll so shift, again, standings where they're at, what they can do. So, again, 5 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, women's hoops, noon, down in Tucson. You guys know it. We're going to wrap on that. Territorial Cup Part 2. And, yes, Coach Molly Miller and the Devils got the first one. Looking to get the second one tomorrow. It tips off at noon down in Tucson. So, that is that. Yeah, that is that. But yes, I'm looking for the Devils to sweep them. It'll be tough, and their coach had a little bit to say, last. And again, not again, nothing derogatory, but just about the fans saying, "Oh, they always get it," and it's kind of a little shot that it was, just like that for their game. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens. So. But yeah, Molly Miller and that team coming off the win they just did against Utah to sweep Utah for the season series. Absolutely awesome. So forks up to that. But before we get out of here, again, forks up to Coach Powers for coming on the show on Tuesday. Also, forks up to Tanya Wendell's dad, Mike Wendell, the team, the designated team dad and team chef for the tailgates for softball. Again, you go out there, you will see him on Saturdays tailgating. So yes, absolutely awesome. The forks up to him for coming on Monday. Also forks up to Santi Truett coming on yesterday. Men's hoops, they get a win. They play Texas Tech, like I said, this Tuesday, guys. Forks up to Pat's Run, getting into Pat's Run. That's why I wear this every Friday. Well, honoring Pat Tillman every Friday, every day. But register for Pat's Run, guys. I will have all the information up on that on Monday too, because I've been able to register for a little bit, and it's around the corner. It's 2 months away, so yes. So it forks up to that. But yeah, all the guests, all you viewers. So I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a phenomenal weekend. Again, you got a ton of ace, baseball, softball, water polo. Go see Coach Party in water polo as they are playing all weekend as well too. So again, it's absolute money. So yes, go see some water polo as they let's see, they are tomorrow at 10 a.m. They are taking on the University of Laverne in the Sun Devil Classic tournament, and then at 2 p.m. they have Biola University of California, and then they play again Sunday morning at 10:15 a.m. They take on Long Island University, and then at 2 p.m. they take on Azusa Pacific. So a lot going on there too. So yes, go check them out. Nonetheless, like I said, finally I am going to get out of here. So have a phenomenal rest of your weekend, Sun Devil, my Sun Devil peeps, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps. And yes, just a reminder, thanks to back-to-back reigning Big 12 volleyball champs, women's volleyball, that it is #OurState. School down south, you're going to learn that again tomorrow, just like you did in swimming, just like you did in basketball women's hoops the first time. Yeah. So, and yeah, you may have won in football, shockingly enough, and you won both in basketball. So, but it still is #OurState. You can have little blips here. It is #OurState. So yes, you guys have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. I will see you Monday as we go through recap all of this baseball opening weekend, Littlewood Classic, Sun Devil Classic, Territorial Cup battle. Like it is all there. So I will see you Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, you guys know it. Go Devils. And yes, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. This one the other way. Defense still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.